Greetings and hope to God Jason's recording this shit finally for Old Drunken Discography, copy name copyright. As
Patent
we
pending.
patent pending, as we were reviewing Pink Floyd's discography, starting at square one with said Baron, R.I.P. Gone but not forgotten. As we are beginning this discography, your host, who hope to God is recording to this, Jason.
That was the worst intro we've ever done.
Bullshit. We have 100% had worse.
Nope, I think that takes the cake. Let's just start this discography off right. I'm your host, Jason. Your other host is Tim.
Rest in peace, Rick Wright as well.
And Bill.
I mean, half this fucking band is dead.
And we're talking Pink
Well,
Floyd.
they're
This
the only
was
two. But
this was Bill's pick.
That's only half.
I,
And well, this was Bill's pick. So, Bill, we're gonna roll right into this discography. Each week, one of us
we should
picks an
probably do
album.
like a brief history. You guys ever heard of Pink Floyd
Yes.
before?
I've never heard of them.
Well, I would 100% like to delve a little bit into the history with the band.
Really, Bill? Would you go right
Yeah,
ahead? What's your
so
history as the youngest?
so as the youngest person here, who was literally only alive for one of these studio albums. So my uncle, who passed away unfortunately this last year, his favorite band was in fact Pink Floyd. Um, Pink Floyd has always held a place near and dear to my heart between my uncle as well as my dad. Whenever it was at a point in their life or just trying to do some work, I would hear my dad constantly have some Pink Floyd on in the background.
This is the same dad that listened to Cypress Hill, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
As well
got
as my
multiple
uncle
dads.
as well as my uncle, who for his funeral, both the intro and the outro song were Pink Floyd songs. Stay tuned for top songs. You're damn right. Both those will be making my list. Um, Pink
So
Floyd has
wish you
always
were
had.
here and
Nope, it wasn't. Nope, it was a little bit deeper cuts actually than that for
okay. Yeah, I'm
his
not I'm
funeral
not trying to
song.
jump ahead. I was just
No,
trying to
no,
pick
no,
like
no, no, no. Like
funeral
I,
songs.
I fully get that. That's
Yeah.
definitely what happened. Um, I mean, Pink Floyd has always had a spot near and dear to my heart. Um, my intro album was actually, I would say, an atypical album to get introduced to Pink Floyd in its entirety. And that album, I will say, is actually probably my most favorite, if not second most favorite album. I won't say which one it is thus far, but Pink Floyd has always had a spot, especially from the familial aspect. It's been near and dear to my heart. It's got a deeper meaning for me. I mean, if you have never listened to Sid Barrett or David Gilmour in its entirety or any aspect of Pink Floyd, I highly, highly recommend you listen to it. It's some of the best guitar tones,
Well,
some of the
okay.
best vocal aspects. Yeah, Jason, you can talk after I do. I'm sorry I'm dragging this out too long here, but like I have always had a spot near and dear to my heart for Pink Floyd.
Okay. Well, my history
Sorry.
is I grew up with it. I mean, my dad fucking played Pink Floyd records all the fucking time. The Wall, Dark Side of the Moon. I grew up with the shit. Um, I haven't heard anything past the Division Bell, which I guess they only have one past that. And haven't heard anything before Dark Side of the Moon. So brand new discography for me, for the most part.
Wow, yeah. So
And
you've pretty much just kind of stuck to the hits.
yeah, the Wish
Yeah.
You Were Here, Animals, the
Yeah,
Wall.
yeah.
You know, because I've I've
Uh,
never I've never really cared for the band. They were pretty pretentious and boring. But we'll get there.
we will get there, and hopefully the albums that you haven't heard put that into a better perspective for you. My I mean, if you're doing your math, I started listening to music and really getting into it in the late 80s. So I definitely remember Momentary Lapse of Reason and Learning to
Division
Fly
Bell.
being,
Oh,
well, Learning to Fly was on MTV every 20 minutes. Couldn't escape that song. Um, and yeah, I mean, I was still single digits at that point. It wasn't until my 20s that I really did the deep dive. And yeah, once I did, there were a couple other things. Like I was in a band with a guy. He swore by Adam Hart Mother, and so I checked that album out, and then that led to other things. I dated a girl. She was really into Sid Barrett stuff, so that led to things. Yeah, and then eventually in my 20s, I finally did the deep dive, and I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah, one of the greatest bands in the history of rock and roll. So
R.I.P. Sid Barrett.
All right. Well, let's
yeah, and I
just.
mean, getting right into it, I'll start this thing off if you guys don't mind. Oh, you do have some bonus tracks. Oh, there. Okay.
Damn right you got bonus tracks.
Well, so I'm only really aware of two. I'll mention them first. Arnold Lane and See Emily Play were both singles. This is still the 60s, so singles weren't necessarily on the album. Um, I definitely have a favorite of those two, and you know, stay tuned for top songs. But getting into the album proper, Astronomy Domine. What a great, what a great place to start. It's a classic. It sets up this whole shebang bang. It's everything you want, everything you're gonna get. It's in this song. Classics begin, and then you get to Lucifer Sam, which is a personal favorite. I love that 60s spy guitar. Um, and then you get to Matilla Mother, which is super interesting structure wise. The one thing that Sid Barrett really brings, I don't know, I mean,
He
it
brings multiple things. But
well,
yeah,
he's such an iconic, legendary figure that it's really hard to encapsulate everything that he brings, especially when you're going track by track. But there's such a playfulness and uh, ingenuity to his songwriting approach, especially within the construct and confines of 60s rock and roll, where it's still very much defined by pop. I mean, but you could throw this up against any of the pop at the time. Mamas and the Papas, Simon and Garfunkel, any of that
Beatles.
stuff. Well, I mean, yes, but like even like pop,
Okay,
you
okay.
know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because yeah, I mean, at this point, the Beatles have done Sergeant Pepper's. Uh, if we're going to talk influences and stuff, I hear a lot of Who on this album. Um,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
you know, what were the Stones doing at this time? They're probably on Out of Our Heads at this time. They're all kind of influencing each other at this point.
Yep.
Um, but this track in particular, classic Sid, classic Rick. Rest in peace, both of them. Um, Flaming again, classic Sid, great melodies, super weird arrangement. I love it. Like every song on here is a banger. Power Talk H. I mean, Sid Barrett invents beatboxing. Let's call it out right here. Um,
Right now.
yeah, I love that the tom toms are out of tune, and so it gives it just this weird, just funky vibe. And
It's
then
just
yeah,
an offbeat, right? Yeah.
well, it's
Like,
not an offbeat; it's just out of tune because you can
yeah.
tune
Okay, yep,
drums,
yep.
and so there's this weird overtone. It's the overtones.
Yes. Yep.
that
Yeah.
take that
You're right.
one.
You're right. You're right. You're
And
right.
then yeah, another just amazing Rick Wright keyboard solo. Banger of a track. Uh Take Up Thy Stethoscope and Walk is probably the most underrated song on the album. This is like it's perfect 60s rock and roll. It's also very proto 70s. It's it's um it's everything you want and more. It's a great song. And then you get to Interstellar Overdrive, which I'll be the first to admit that my Pink Floyd vinyl collection is weak, but I have Interstellar Overdrive. Um, Top song, classic. It rips. Um, and then after that, you get a trio of songs that just showcase Sid Barrett's brilliance. Um, the Gnome, you can almost hear David Bowie taking this and running with it.
In 1967.
Does Sid Barrett create David Bowie's entire career here?
I mean, Bowie was doing shit in '67 too.
He was,
Yeah,
but
but it wasn't this though. Like,
and you know, there's clips from this century of David Bowie getting on stage with David Gilmour, and every time that happens, they always do a Sid Barrett song. It's
it's
always
magic.
fantastic.
I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Again, chapter 24, Rick steals the show on this classic Sid Barrett track. The Scarecrow, just another banger. And then we're gonna close this album with Bike, which I love this song. Top song contender. This is prime Sid Barrett. This is it's hard to say this is prime Pink Floyd because obviously they're gonna turn into something that is transcendental. But everything that is, everything that Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall and Wish You Were Here and all the banger hits that everybody knows and owns. It's all present here.
I'll agree to that.
100%.
Yeah, and you could argue, and I mean we'll get into it in like three or four albums. You know, really that stretch where right before we hit Dark Side of the Moon, where this band still hasn't changed, and they're constantly chasing this psychedelic sound.
Emphasis on psychedelic.
Even
Emphasis on
without
it.
Sid, even without Sid, and Sid's story will certainly come up more and more.
Ah.
Um,
I mean,
I love
Sid
this
was a
song.
corner piece, though, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was the original driving force. He named the band. Um, obviously this is pre David Gilmour. Rick Wright is the George Harrison of this group, where he was always amazing, and when he gets his time to shine, he certainly will. We'll get there. Um, and this is pre Roger Waters trying to take over. And I think Sid influences a lot of how he tries to take over, going forward. But again, we'll get there. Um, yeah, I do. I love this album. I think uh, um, this takes, I guess the argument has always been what Sergeant Pepper's versus Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, as far as like most influential 60s pop rock album. And I mean, you got to throw this into the mix. You can hear so much indie rock, you can hear punk rock, you can hear, yeah, whatever it was that David Bowie turned into. You can hear so much stuff here, and it's a great listen every time. I never get tired of this album.
I mean, there's a bunch of 80s and 90s you just hear encapsulated in this album.
Hmm.
Like, just compounding on what you said. Like, it is here. It is existing.
Yeah.
I mean, they took what the Beatles did and took it in a
And what
different
the Who were
direction.
doing and what the Stones were doing. And I mean, I guess
Yep.
Cream's around at this time. Like
Like,
you can hear that late 60s England for sure.
I mean, but the thing is, they took it and they just ran with it,
Mhm.
like in a parallel direction. I would say, like it's something else. I mean, Jason's about to tell me how dumb this album was, but like
No,
this
go ahead, go
was.
ahead, go ahead, and finish your thoughts on the Pipers of Gates of Dawn.
I mean, I'll go through all these songs.
Go.
I mean,
That's why we're
before
here.
I even
Now's the
begin,
time, yeah.
No, no,
every
begin. You're
single one
beginning
of these
right now.
songs, every single one of these songs before I begin is 100% a top song contender for me. Um, for Astronomy Domine, I thought it was a solid discography opener. I loved how it began. I loved the drums, the whole instruments, everything throughout the whole beginning. Lucifer Sam, it was interesting sounding. I loved the classic rock beat that existed in it. This again, great song for me to have. Matilda Mother is one of my top songs from this album. I love the production for me. Didn't do this song fully justice on the version I listened to. Like there was so much interesting stuff going on in this song. Like it just could not be encapsulated in, a reproduction of this song 60 years after the fact almost. Flaming, it sounds like a fucking quintessential, like just everything going on. The flats put in, it had an eclectic feel to it. Like this was like a 60s rock song in the epitome. How R, Talk H had a cool groovy piano in it. The vocal existed with the words, but like that piano really helped carry this song through in its
It
entirety.
was groovy, huh? I do believe
Damn right it
you
was.
used the word groovy.
Yes, I did. And if you want to, whatever you come back with is just borderline
No, it was
invalid.
groovy, man. It was groovy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Groovy
Whatever the
cool.
fuck, whatever you're about to say, like, god damn, that's still top song contender. Pick up that stethoscope and walk. The guitar just goes on, and the other instruments just follow suit and makes that song so much goddamn better. Interstellar Overdrive, I just love how the guitar was before starting it, and it was a solid instrumental carrying it on throughout its entirety. The gnome, it feels like a nursery rhyme, but goddamn, that xylophone comes in there and just makes it so much fucking better. Gimble Gumble, where the fuck are you? I want you more in this discography. Chapter 24. This isn't one of the best songs on this album. I don't know where you're standing because it is seriously so great. Its entirety for me. It's a pretty beautiful song. Like if you have never heard Chapter 24, you need to hear Chapter 24.
It's classic Sid Barrett.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
it makes like your life is not fulfilled until you hear this song. And I will stand by that statement.
Not a steal.
Scare Scarecrow, Scarecrow. I felt like the percussion and rhythm section was something inspiring and interesting in its entirety. Uh, Tim might be able to speak a little bit more, is what I actually noted here. Like it's rhythmically, it makes it a more interesting song than it already is. He probably doesn't have that much notes on it, but like it's
Yeah, I'd have to remember, but there's a lot of hidden syncopation, especially towards the second half of this album,
yes, it's
and
a lot
that
of
speaks a lot
syncopation.
to, I mean, Nick Mason doesn't get enough credit as a drummer. Personally, I find him very much in the Charlie Watts camp, where, yeah, at first glance, he's not doing much, but you
It's a
put
lot
that
going
shit
on.
behind the pit, and it gets really difficult.
Like, I mean, Scarecrow again for me is the top song contender. Holy, holy, and holy.
Yeah.
And then we finish, and then the album proper finishes with Bike. I mean, you got things. I want things, right? That's what I want. I want fucking things as we're going through this song. This is a phenomenal album closer, right? I'll give you everything if you want things. That is the summation of this album. Like, whatever you want, goddamn Sid Barrett is gonna fucking give it to you on whatever silver platter he can come up with. Whether it's a fucking wheel well or it's an actual silver platter, he's gonna try and give it to you the best that he goddamn can.
Well,
And
and that's
that's
interesting because I mean, this is his opus, you know. Yeah, he's
yep,
got some solo albums. Yeah, David Gilmour produced one of them. Like, there's some good stuff there too. But this is Sid Barrett's shining moment. This is,
yes.
and here we are, 60 years later,
And
and
like and that's
he still left that impact. Yeah.
I mean, this album is Pink Floyd's inaugural album,
Hmm.
except for EP. This is Sid Barrett's actually
Is
genuine
it better than
welcome to the
Sabbath's
fucking
first
world.
album?
You know, I
But you can hear Sabbath's first album coming.
yes, and it's like this album predates Sabbath's first album.
Yeah, Sergeant
So,
Pepper's predates Pink Floyd's Pipers at the Gates of Dawn too.
Yeah.
and
And you can
I
hear
think,
Sergeant Pepper here as well. Yeah.
but I would say this one's better than Sergeant Pepper. I mean, when we get to the album of the decade for the '60s, this album for me is gonna be my number one album for 1967. I'm
Well,
gonna tell you that
I
we'll
mean,
get
right
that's
we'll
one
now.
of
get
the
we'll,
toughest years ever.
yeah,
So
we'll get to
it is.
67. We'll
Yes,
get to
Yeah.
but at the same time,
67.
like I will throw everything behind this goddamn album because you know what?
Well,
Like this is a fucking great debut album.
Hmm.
This is you
I mean,
hear the
you got to go
Beatles.
back and listen to the Doors' first album, which came out in '67. Um, '67 had the Who Sell Out. '67 was Hendrix. Are you experienced?
yeah, that's a
Same
bold
time, like
statement here. You're just
Like
shooting some
67's
shit.
got
yeah,
some
it's a bold statement, but at the
shit.
same time, like this is for me penultimate Pink Floyd.
I don't think you
Like
listen to a
this
lot of
is
psychedelic, man.
well, I'm
You
not
need to hear
very
some more. You need to
psychedelic,
hear some more psychedelic. Not
but
that.
like this
Yeah.
is
Let me do my notes.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know,
I'll let you go, Jason. I'm sorry.
the opening lines of this discography are lime and limpid green, a second scene, a fight between the blue you once knew. 3 out of 5. It loses points for being some nonsensical
Oh
hippie shit.
no!
It loses points for being some nonsensical hippie shit, but it wins some points, as I can imagine if you were hanging out with Lucy, this shit would have blown your fucking mind. Pretty solid psychedelic groove opener. Lucifer Sam, this sounds like some weird Batman show background song, which is kind of what Tim was talking about. Not bad. Matilda Mother, wasn't a fan. Flaming, same. A little too Lucy in the Sky for Diamonds for me. Just without that iconic riff or
It's
killer
better.
chorus.
It's fucking better.
No. Power, weird bird sounding shit in the intro pissed me off. But the little jazzy piano and bass soothed me back down. I was okay. But it ended on some loud, annoying shit. Overall, pretty decent. Take up the stethoscope. I hated the fucking vocal melody. Didn't match the music at all. The music was decent. Interstellar has some Beach Boys meets 1970s New York vibes going on. Pretty sweet riff. But holy shit, it didn't mean to be 9 minutes long. I lost interest about halfway in. The Gnome, top song contender right here. We should
I
all,
knew that is. I knew
Yes!
you were going to call that one. Yep.
For
we
love's
should,
sake, fucking Nom is fucking great.
we should all go through life more like Grumble.
Damn right. Grimble Grumble, fucking for life, buddy.
Chapter 24, meh. It was unavoidable that the song following the Gnome would not live up to it. Scarecrow wasn't a fan. It was better than Chapter 24. It was very Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, but not quite as good. But you can visualize them writing this song. You can see them writing this song. So points for that. Bike, they set the bar very, very high for the best fucking closing track in this discography right here from the start. I love the line and delivery of "You're the kind of girl that fits in my world." This one was just fucking solid fun. This was it was a really, really, really good must-hear psychedelic record. Like, if you're gonna go down that road, you're gonna listen to some psychedelic music. This is a must-hear.
Man, I'll give you anything, everything, if you want things. Like,
And he
if that.
drags it so it's behind the beat, and the drums fall
Yes!
out so you don't even feel
Yes!
it. Yeah,
Like,
it's so
oh
good.
my god. It's.
What are y'all talking about? Chapter 24?
Bike.
Oh, Bike? Yeah,
Bike.
Bike's a fucking...
I mean, even chapter 24, though, is
That's a top
fucking
song contender.
classic.
That may
Chapter
be their
24
best.
is.
They set the bar high. I don't know if they're going to beat Bike.
Well, I mean, they will.
We'll
I,
get
I
there.
think they beat
There's going
Bike
to be a
on
couple
one album.
contenders for sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can think of one right now that it has
We'll
my
get
vote.
there. We'll get there.
Yeah,
But,
We'll
like,
get there.
damn, it's.
strong debut.
Very strong.
Curious
Yes.
where this band's going to go.
Very
Again,
strong, very strong debut.
1967. What are they competing with? They're competing with Yardbirds. They're competing with Supreme
The
Sabbath,
Beatles
like
with
Sex
the
Pistols,
Stones,
Beatles. But Beatles, what are they
the
competing with
Kings, the
67? This is
Who.
after Abbey Road, right? Like, this is. Oh, what
No,
is this?
Abbey
67?
Road 70. That's Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah. Like,
One of the albums considered with changing the entire genre, on its head and influencing every band that's come since.
but I would say this one, again, influences a whole. It's a subgenre compared to Sergeant Pepper, though. Like.
Right. But you can also hear like this influenced a lot of shit too. You can hear it.
Oh
And
yeah,
this was
I mean,
influenced
but
by Sergeant Pepper.
there is a lot of Beatles on this record too. Like, you'd be a fool
Mhm.
to say it doesn't. I mean, next album I feel like has even more Beatles influence on, but
See, and I feel the next one turns more into that classic Pink Floyd sound that people expect.
Yeah,
so I feel like the next one is
we'll get there.
the next ones I feel like is a natural bridge between the genres,
Yeah.
subgenres.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fucking solid psychedelic record, like, for sure.
Man, it's more than psychedelic. Like, speaking as a person who's never done anything
Which is
harder
why
than whiskey on a Sunday. Whiskey on a Sunday. Look at Trace on this list. Give Trey number one.
no,
here.
we're not doing that again.
Why not?
Too many.
There's too many.
Too many people making too many decisions.
Too many puppies are being shot in the dark.
I mean, sure, yeah, we'll put it here for trade now. Yay.
But that'll disappear by Saucer Full of Secrets.
Yes. Trey will magically disappear. Out with the
Hey,
Love
Scarecrow.
Trey,
Surprise.
you're the real one.
And the
Yeah.
You know
Blue
what you
Lucid
want to do.
Dreams, and yeah. I mean, it's a
You hear,
solid.
Trey?
It's a
You
solid
hear, Trey?
start. You know, I would take Black Sabbath self-titled over it easily.
Ah, I don't think I could take that, honestly.
I think this album is great, but there's better albums that serve that same scratches that same itch better. Whereas nothing scratches that itch better than the first Sabbath record. Like,
I see.
unless
I
you're
mean, you
talking
do have
another
a point.
Sabbath record, like
Right.
I know, no,
Or maybe that first
this.
Zeppelin album.
that first
I
Zeppelin
mean,
record's pretty good too.
Yeah.
no,
I
but
mean,
like
hell, the first two
this
Zeppelin. Yeah.
this first Pink Floyd album, like, nah, this
It's
more than
fantastic.
scratches
I
that
agree.
itch.
Yeah. This
Like,
is,
this is. I mean, this might be Sid Barrett's greatest work, honestly,
yeah. Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. I mean, I do love the Madcap Laughs. So,
Well, we'll get
but
there
we're not getting
because
to that. Yeah.
we'll get that we'll get to that. Stick
Opal's
around.
really good.
Up next, Saucer. We're a playlist link channel. Click the playlist link down below. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let us know your favorite Pink Floyd records down below. And yeah, be safe. And what, Bill?
Grumble Grumble says it all.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Y'all
Be sa-
come back now, you hear?